Thank you for choosing this yoga video to help guide you through your practice today. I'm Jessica Katura, and this is Performance Yoga. Today we'll be starting in Tadasana at the front of our mat, so grab your water, roll out your mat, and let's get started. Standing tall at the top of your mat, bring your arms up and together and into a slight back bend as you look up. Exhale all your air out as you come into your forward fold. Hands come down to the mat, bending your knees as much as you need to get your hands all the way down. On your inhale, look up, bring your hands to your shins and into your flat back position. Exhale, come back down into your forward fold. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Hands come back together. And we're going to do a side stretch. So grab the right wrist in the left hand and pull it over to the side. Making sure to stay really broad across the shoulders. Even taking a peek up at the ceiling if you need to, just for that reminder to stay open. Switching to the other side, so left wrist in the right hand. Coming over to the side. Make sure not to overdo it on this one. We're just getting warmed up. Really gentle side stretch. Good. Release the wrists. Bring the hands back up to the sky. Look up. Come into your back bend. And exhale your way down. Hands come to the mat. Forward fold. Look up into your tabletop flat back position. Hands come back down to the mat. This time when you come all the way up on the inhale, we're going to reach the arms all the way back, interlacing the fingers and pulling the arms down before coming back down into a forward fold. Bend into your knees generously on this one and just let the weight of your arms come up and over your body. Make sure and take a deep inhale and exhale before you gently and slowly release your hands and bring them all the way down to the mat. Step back into your plank. Bring the knees down to the mat and do an easy chaturanga all the way down. Elbows are kept in close to your body. Chest touches the ground. Come up for just a baby cobra. So just the chest comes up off the ground. Tuck your toes under and push back into your downward facing dog. Take a minute here to just walk it out. Bend into one knee and then the other. Make sure you're sticking with your breath. And then hold your downward dog, bend into your knees, try and drop your chest a little bit closer to your thighs. And then slowly start walking your feet all the way towards your hands so that we're back into our forward fold position again. Bring the hands all the way up to meet in a standing position. And hands come down through heart center. Big bend into the knees. Inhale, hands come up. Swan dive down into your forward fold. Hands come to the shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, down into forward fold. Step the left leg back and come up into your crescent lunge. Hands come all the way up to the sky. You always have the option here to drop the back knee if it's too much to be up in your high lunge, but we're going to go ahead and grab the left wrist with the right hand and pull it over to the side. Big side stretch here. Make sure you're keeping with your breath. Back up through center, a little back bend here if it's there for you today, and swing the arms all the way back down to the mat. Right leg goes back, we're into our plank and slow chaturanga all the way down. Coming into up dog, only on the hands and the tops of the feet in upward facing dog. The legs are not touching the mat. Your chest is high, your chin is parallel to the mat. And when you're ready, exhaling all your air out as you push back into your downward facing dog. Walk it out a little bit here. Take a minute to catch your breath. And slowly walking towards the front of the mat. 1 foot at a time, stepping the heel all the way down to the mat with each step. Inhale, arms come up, all the way up into standing. Exhale them back down to the mat and step the right leg back. Here we are again in our crescent lunge. You have the option to drop the back knee. We're going to grab the right wrist with the left hand this time, pulling the hand over to the side. Big inhale here. And on the exhale, let your hands go. Little back bend here. And bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Stepping back into plank. Drop the knees down to the mat and easy chaturanga. Good. This time we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and pull the arms as far down the body, as far down towards the feet as you can. We're going to bring the chest up off the mat. And then just let the head fall heavy and feel a big stretch in the back of the neck. Let your hands go, bring them down to the mat below your shoulders and press up into your baby cobra. Making sure to take all the weight off your hands. You can even lift your hands up off the mat for a second and then dropping back down, gently coming to the right side of the face. Big inhale. Again, coming up into your baby cobra, lift the hands up off the mat. Holding here and release. This time coming to the left cheek. And one more time, coming all the way up into your baby cobra. Hands come up off the mat. Legs are engaged. Breathing. And coming back down to the mat. From here, we're going to tuck the toes under and slowly pressing up into your downward facing dog. Walk it out. Right leg comes all the way up, big bend into the knee, and bring that foot all the way through your hands as you walk through to the side of your mat and come into your wide-legged forward fold. You can let the arms hang heavy, grab onto the elbows if you'd like. Here I'm grabbing onto the outside of my feet. And when you're ready, bringing the right arm to the center of your mat, plant the hand firmly on the mat and bring your left hand up to the sky. This is a wide-legged forward fold twist. It's good for the organs, it's good for the spine. Make sure you've got your breath in this posture. On the exhale, switch hands. Inhale, bring the right hand up to the sky. Make sure you're breathing deep down into your belly here. You should really feel that movement of the stomach in and out with each breath. Drop the top hand down to the mat and pivot on the feet so that your left leg is forward. Bring the right knee down to the mat. You're more than welcome to double up your mat here as we're going to be right on the knee when we come up into our quad stretch. So reach the hands back and grab the back foot, pulling it up close to the body. Making sure to keep the chest high in this one. Chin is parallel to the mat. Big inhale. And when you're ready, release the back foot. Hands come back down to the mat as we slowly lower down into our pigeon pose. We are working towards bringing the front shin parallel to the front of the mat, but it takes a long time to get there. So if you're not there, don't worry about it. If you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can reach the right arm back and grab the right foot. Again, pulling the foot in close to the body. And if you're not there yet, you're just hanging out in pigeon. Working with your breath. And when you're ready, rolling onto that left sit bone and swinging the right leg all the way around. And we're going to meet in our log pile pose. Turn towards the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm ankle over knee, knee over ankle. So this one is a big stretch through the hips. Making sure not to compromise your posture in this one. We're sitting up nice and tall, broad across the chest. You can close your eyes for this one as we sit here for a minute. When you're ready, picking up that right foot, and we're going to do our little rock the baby. So the hands come together, you're holding the whole calf, kind of as you would a baby. And if it's comfortable, you can rock back and forth once or twice before we pull the leg all the way across the left hip into our Gomukhsan legs. So we're knee over knee. Both sit bones are grounding into the mat. Right arm comes up, left arm comes behind the back, and we work towards meeting the hands just between the shoulder blades. Again, making sure not to compromise your posture in this one. Chest stays high, chin stays parallel to the mat. Breathing deeply. Slowly releasing your arms one at a time. Go ahead and grab the ankle and knee and just help that leg along. Don't be afraid to give it some help. We're going to walk through our wide-legged forward fold and meet on the other side in our low lunge. Again, doubling up the mat underneath the knee if that's more comfortable, reaching back for the foot and pulling it close into the body. Finding your breath here. On the exhale, release the foot back down to the mat. Hands come down and we meet in our pigeon pose. Don't be afraid to move around in your posture. If you don't land perfectly in it, it's fine. Move your foot around, find a place that's comfortable, and you can hang out in pigeon for just a minute. If this is enough of a stretch for you, just stay here. If you're looking for more, you can reach the arm back, picking up the back leg. Making sure you're not too uncomfortable in this posture. If you are too uncomfortable and you can't think about holding it for another 10 breaths, come out just a little bit. Find your breath. Deep belly breathing. If you're following along with me in the video, a lot of your body is stretching right now. So slowly, when you're ready, release your foot back down to the mat and swing that back leg all the way around. And we're going to meet in our log pile pose. Again, we're looking for that knee over ankle, ankle over knee alignment. And sitting up nice and tall. We're finding comfort amongst the discomfort in this one. Make sure that you're doing your deep breathing. Get ready, we're going to bring that top leg up into our rock the baby. So cradle the calf in the arms. You can bring the hands into prayer. You can interlace your fingers. Bring that leg as close to the body as you can. Give it a little rock back and forth. Really open up the hip. Hold here for another few breaths before you gently, carefully guide the leg all the way across the bottom leg into our Gomukhasana. Checking in with the feet, making sure that they are equally close to the body. Your knees are stacked over top of each other. This time we're bringing the left arm up and the right hand comes behind to meet it. Maybe we're getting really, really close to being able to touch our fingers together behind our back. This was always one of those milestones that took a long time to get to when I first started yoga. So if you're not quite there yet, don't worry, it will come. Keeping the chest nice and high. And when you're ready, slowly releasing your arms very carefully. Bring the hands to the mat and gracefully as possible coming back into our plank pose. Here we're doing a really strong chaturanga, so make sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. And elbows stay tucked in close to the body. As we drop down, chest comes almost to the mat and just touches down, and then we come back up into our upward facing dog. Looking all the way up, roll back over the toes, press back into downward facing dog. Take a moment here to just walk it out. Slowly walk your hands, or your feet, up towards your hands. Big bend into the knees as we come into our Utkatasana pose, chair pose. So you're sitting back down into your imaginary chair. Hands come into prayer. And we bring the right elbow across the left knee. Pressing the palms together, you're really leveraging your twist here. Hands come back up through center. Take a quick forward fold here just to give your legs a little bit of a rest. Bend into one knee and then the other. Rock back and forth through the hips. And then we're coming back up into our chair pose to do our twist on the other side. So sitting back down into your imaginary chair, palms come together at heart center, and then your twist starts from here. This time we are left elbow over right knee. Sitting back down a little bit farther. And when you're ready, bringing the hands back up through center and back down into your forward fold. Slowly make your way down to the mat. This is where it gets really nice and easy. Bring the knees into the chest, rock back and forth. Grab the big toes and come into your happy baby. If you're not ready to grab the big toes, you can grab the outside of the ankles, the calves, and rock back and forth, the soles of your feet shining up towards the sky. And if you're ready, you can kind of lean to one side, extend one leg at a time, really stretching through the insides of the legs, the hamstrings. Just alternating legs, going at your own pace, keeping with your breath. We'll do this a few more times. Bringing the feet together. One final stretch through the legs, release the toes, And let's point and flex the feet a few times just with our legs straight up. And slowly bringing your legs all the way down to your mat into our Shavasana. Hands come up, palms facing towards the ceiling. Thank you so much for joining me in my yoga sequence today. I hope you enjoyed this practice. Namaste.